I am space. I am everywhere and nowhere. My body is architecture. I am scape. I am in between. The threshold, my home. I believe in space rather than time. I believe in people rather than capital. People in space make places. These places, however, are not neutral. They come inscribed with power. Power that affects not only the way people are perceived and treated, but also the way people feel. Space makers have the potential to alter perception and assist in the process of healing. Even so, the world is increasingly being held hostage by a lucrative fear industry that divides and dehumanizes. Urban space is becoming highly regimented in an attempt to allay the sphere, pavements, crossings, boundaries, wall, electric fences, gated communities, CCTV, and armed response dwellings. We live in an inverted panopticon where urban dwellers hide behind a veneer of cultivation, civilized and detached. This is easy way out. The willfully ignorant and their fears are often masked behind myopic overconfidence and power plays. This sentiment seems to be consistent within the architectural profession, particularly in its general lack of willingness to engage in and commit to authentic spatial transformation. We must commit to change. We must endeavor to change the way we look so that we can see with our hearts. Our survival depends on it. My frequent straying in the city led me to establish the City Walk initiative, which explores a state of in-betweenness, often looked at but hardly seen. While walking, I became intrigued by things such as the growth of plants at the meeting point of the urban's framework's organizational elements, and the gap where boundary wall meets pavement, where pavement meets street, in the crack of the asphalt. These are the interstitial spaces where human control fails. This is where life, nature, creativity prevails. Nature becomes a metaphor with which to accentuate the relevance of gaps where time in our disciplined spatial composition gets suspended. And all the while, the unexpected exposure to an existing social, economic, and spatial parallel reality takes place, which can shift the perspective from which one perceives the other. It is in this void that a vision for architecture without walls emerges, a counterfoil to the disciplining, rational use of space defined by planners, architects, engineers, and owners of capital. Organically, people traverse the city in an uncontrolled, irregular fashion, bringing spatial narratives into being. This philosophy inserts the essential living, or creative, intuitive component into otherwise arrogant and inflexible modernist viewpoint, opening up liberating and humanizing possibilities of transformation, both of the self and of society. The architect must realize that creativity exists everywhere, and that the ability of space, place making exists in everybody, and that the architect's role must be that of a facilitator rather than of a wannabe god.